When you think about the 4-H Center, and especially your earliest memories of the 4-H Center, what comes, or the fair, I should say, what comes to mind?
Well, for me, it's prior to the 4-H Center, which its inception was called the Rural Center.
Right.
And I can recall I showed my first year in 4-H at the fair when it was at Scott School.
Okay.
And we had they had an auction. They took, I think, the grand champion cake and they auctioned it off.
Okay.
And the proceeds from that auction, which Kern Miller was the auctioneer, was the first deposit into the treasure of the Vandenberg 4-H Center as it is today.
Okay. Wow.
I know I stayed when I was a kid, when I had hogs. Well, we stayed every night of the fair.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, my neighbor and I, we always stayed.
Right.
You know, and we stayed every night.
Yeah.
When we had the fair at Scott School, and I was just a little kid, my grandfather had horses, and I remember one of the days a storm came through and the tent went down on the horses.
Yeah.
And as you stood outside, all you saw was a horse's back under the tent, because the tent was laying on top of it. Not a horse got excited.
Right.
You know, they just stood there. You know, maybe they got excited when a tent came down. I don't know, but I remember that tent coming down right on top of the horses, and my mom took a picture of that.
Oh, yeah.
I've looked for that and looked for that picture, but you know, it's one of those things where you just don't know where it is.
Right. Right.
One of these days I'll find it.
So what exactly was, how did you become the fair queen?
You know, we didn't have tryouts back then. I really don't know. One day they just called and said, would like to be the queen? And I said, well, what do I do? Well, you have to go to Indianapolis to the fair.
Okay.
And so I said, all right. So I did.
Okay.
And enjoyed it. The only thing I remember about being up there is that I had tonsillitis and did not really feel good, but it was the first time I had been to the
State fair?
To the state fair.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, see, Jack Wade and the Schlinsker, George Schlinsker, when they acquired that extra property, I was on the board the night we bought that back 160 acres.
And that would have been what?
That's in the early 70s.
But that's behind the
Actually, the line, the new bathroom, or the new Henryville they just built.
Right.
Take about another 20 steps.
Okay.
South.
Okay.
Behind the bathroom.
Okay.
And that was the end of the property.
Oh, okay.
And if you looked to the west, the bunker, you know, it was going to be north of, and it went up to that corner up there where that fire safe house is.
Right.
And the line went right out, right in behind now what the banquet hall is. Well, the bathroom.
Right.
And over the bank and over to the railroad track.
Was the lake there?
Oh yeah, I don't know when the lake. There's pictures I've seen the lake being built.
Okay. Well, I know they talked about when they had to have that.
Yeah, there was only 40 acres.
Okay.
To the original.
Now in the front there, where the entrances are, and where was that just all wooded?
Yes, that was all part of the 40 acres.
Okay.
And Siam moved in. That was all grown up too down in there.
Okay.
The only thing at the 4-H Center, at what we're now, is the hill.
Okay.
Where the Y is.
Yeah.
Right there's where it kind of opened up and became fairgrounds.
Okay.
And that was into the auditorium, and then just the road down to the buildings.
Right.
Because that was still uninhabited back where everybody's camping.
All right. Right.
That was all grown up.
Yeah.
And it was just an old grown up 40-acre
Right.
tract. It was too wet down in Siam.
Okay.
Too wet.
Okay.
And we used to be at Siam. Started out, I was a charter member of that. That all came about in the 75
Yeah.
era.
Yeah.